Hello and welcome to the English Listening Lab. We are so happy to have you here. Today, we have a truly inspiring story for you. It's not just fantastic practice for your English listening skills, but it's also a powerful reminder that hard work and persistence are the keys to a successful life. The story is called Nothing is Free. It follows a young man's journey from struggle to success. Before we begin, please take a moment to subscribe to our channel and hit the like button. Your support helps us create more valuable English lessons for you. Now let's dive into the story. The story, Nothing is Free. There was a determined young man named Leo. He was only 20 years old and lived in a beautiful but quiet, small town surrounded by tall mountains. Leo wasn't satisfied with a simple, quiet life. He had huge ambitions. His dream was to open a large chain of restaurants and become a successful entrepreneur. However, Leo's path was difficult. His family was constantly struggling with money. His father, Mark, worked hard as a car mechanic, and his mother, Claire, spent long days cleaning houses for others just to earn enough money for the family. Leo had a younger sister, 11-year-old Sophie, who looked up to him as her biggest role model and hero. One cool, clear night, Leo was sitting outside his family's small cottage, looking up at the bright stars. He spoke his wish quietly to himself, almost a whisper. I must give my family a better future. But how can I even begin when we have almost nothing? The following morning, Leo bravely told his father about his great dreams. Mark listened carefully, then smiled sadly, and said, Leo, remember this. Dreams are not free. If you truly want something, you must fight for it with everything you have. Start with what you have, even if it feels very small. Leo thought seriously about his father's profound words. Then, he had a brilliant idea. He realized that everyone in his town loved the taste of fresh, warm bread, but they had to travel far away to a distant bakery to get it. Leo decided his starting business would be selling fresh bread locally, right there in his own town. But there was a big problem. Leo had no money to buy the bread from the bakery owner. He chose to take a significant risk and approach the bakery owner, a man named Mr. Anderson. Mr. Anderson was a well-known, grumpy old man who almost never trusted strangers. Leo walked a long distance to meet the old man. With great confidence, Leo proposed his plan. Mr. Anderson, I want to sell your bread in my town. I don't have the money to buy it now. Can you trust me for just 1 week? I promise I will sell the bread, pay you back completely, and only keep a small profit for myself. Mr. Anderson looked at him suspiciously and raised an eyebrow. And tell me, why should I, an old baker, trust you, a young man I've never met? He asked. Leo looked him in the eye and responded firmly, because I am full of determination, and I will work harder than anyone else to keep my promise and prove my worth. After a very long moment of silence, Mr. Anderson finally agreed. All right, I will give you bread for exactly 1 week. But listen carefully. If you fail to pay me back, do not ever come back here again. Leo was filled with excitement. Very early the next morning, he carried the heavy load of bread back to his town and set up his tiny stand near the town park. He greeted every person walking by with a big smile and lots of energy, shouting, "Fresh bread, warm, delicious, and straight from the oven." At first, people were unsure. They didn't know if the quality was good, but Leo offered everyone a small, free sample. Soon, people tasted the bread, and he had his first paying customer. By the time the sun set, Leo had sold every single loaf and made his first small profit. That same evening, he returned to Mr. Anderson and paid him every penny. The old man simply nodded and said, "You kept your word. Come back tomorrow." From that day on, Leo worked tirelessly. He woke up every morning at 4 a.m., walked to the bakery, carried the bread back, and sold it with incredible passion. After just 2 months, he had saved enough money to buy a small, strong cart. This made it much easier to transport a larger amount of bread every day. One afternoon, a regular customer gave Leo a brilliant idea. "Leo," the customer suggested, "you are excellent at selling, but why don't you try baking your own bread? If you bake it yourself, your profit will be much, much bigger." This idea both thrilled Leo and frightened him. He had never baked anything in his entire life. This moment was a turning point. Leo realized the core truth. Nothing is free. Not success, not skills, not personal growth. If I want to truly succeed, he thought, I must take a risk, and I must learn something completely new. He couldn't stop thinking about baking. If he could bake, he would not have to rely on Mr. Anderson's supply, and his profits would grow significantly. But the biggest obstacle was his complete lack of baking knowledge. Leo decided to ask the grumpy Mr. Anderson for help. The next morning, after giving Mr. Anderson his usual payment, Leo asked, "Mr. Anderson, could you please teach me how to bake?" The old baker frowned deeply. "Why should I teach you? If you bake, you will stop buying from me." "That is bad for my business," he said honestly. Leo looked at him sincerely and said, "You are right, but I promise I will never forget the person who gave me my first and only chance. If I succeed in the future, I will definitely find a way to help your bakery, too." Mr. Anderson considered this for a long time. Then he finally spoke. "Fine, but be warned, baking is not simple. It requires time, patience, and true hard work. If you are truly ready for that, I will teach you." The lessons started immediately. Leo arrived at the bakery at 3 a.m. Mr. Anderson taught him how to measure the flour, how to knead the dough strongly, and how to bake it to perfection. At first, Leo struggled terribly. His hands ached from kneading the dough, and his first batches of bread came out either too hard or too soft. One day, after completely ruining another batch, Leo sat down, feeling absolutely defeated. He almost whispered to himself, "Maybe I am not good enough for this. Maybe I should just give up." But then, he remembered his father's important words, "Dreams are not free." He quickly understood that every mistake he made was teaching him something necessary. Giving up was simply not an option. The very next day, Leo returned to the bakery with even stronger determination. He practiced every single step very carefully. Slowly, his bread began to improve dramatically. After exactly 2 intensive weeks, Mr. Anderson handed Leo a freshly baked loaf and said, with a rare smile, "Leo, this is perfect. You are finally ready." Leo was full of joy. He immediately rented a small, simple oven and started baking his own bread at home. His family was so impressed by his incredible work ethic. Sophie, his sister, now helped him happily pack the bread, and his mother often made him hot tea while he worked late into the night. Soon, Leo was baking and selling more than just bread. He started making delicious cookies and pastries, too. The townspeople absolutely loved his products, often saying, "Leo's bread tastes better than anything we have ever had before." However, success did not come easily or stay forever. One day, a new, big bakery opened in town. It was run by a young man named Eric, who had a large, fancy shop with bright, colorful signs and modern decorations. People were very curious and started buying their treats from Eric's shop instead. Leo watched his sales drop, and he felt genuinely scared. What if he lost everything he had worked so hard to build? But instead of panicking, Leo chose to improve. He listened closely to his customers and asked them directly, "What do you like about Eric's bakery? What can I do better here?" Some customers said, "Eric's shop looks very clean and pretty." Others mentioned, "His cakes have such beautiful designs." Leo realized he needed to grow not just as a baker, but also as a smart businessman. Using his savings, Leo painted his cart a bright, welcoming color, added beautiful decorations, and started offering free samples of his new pastries. He even spent time in the library, watching videos to learn how to expertly decorate cakes. Slowly, but surely, his loyal customers started coming back. One evening, an elderly woman approached Leo's cart and said gently, "I have seen many young people quit when times become difficult, but you did not. That is why we trust you completely." Her simple words filled Leo with immense pride. Months passed, and Leo's business continued to grow steadily. He saved enough money to finally rent a small, warm shop. It wasn't as big as Eric's fancy store, but it was incredibly warm and welcoming. He proudly named it Leo's Fresh Bakes. Every morning, he woke up before the sun rose, baked fresh bread, and opened his shop with a genuine smile. His parents and sister helped him every day. Sophie, now 12, loved talking to all the customers, and Claire managed all the accounts. But Leo knew this was not the end. He wanted to reach even more people, make his family even prouder, and prove to himself that anything is possible with dedication. Leo's Fresh Bakes became the true heart of the town. People loved his products, and the business was booming. But life was not finished testing Leo's strength yet. One stormy, windy night, as Leo was locking up his shop, he noticed thick smoke coming from the back area. He rushed inside and saw that a small fire had started near his main oven. He quickly grabbed a bucket of water and managed to stop the flames, but much of his vital equipment was badly damaged. The next morning, when the townspeople heard about the fire, they came to see the damage. Some whispered, "Oh no, what will Leo do now?" Others sadly said, "Maybe this is finally the end for him." Leo felt deep heartbreak. But he was not defeated. He stood outside his damaged bakery and announced loudly, "This is simply another challenge. I have faced many struggles before, and I will face this one too. I will not give up." He took a deep breath and immediately started making a detailed plan. He quickly calculated his savings and realized it was not nearly enough to replace all the damaged equipment. For a moment, fear tried to creep in, but Leo immediately remembered his long journey, how he started with absolutely nothing but a dream and his hard work. Instead of sitting and worrying, Leo asked for advice. He went to Mr. Anderson, who had recently retired, and said, "Sir, I need your advice. What would you do if you were in my difficult situation?" Mr. Anderson smiled warmly and said, "Leo, you already know the answer better than anyone. You have taught yourself the lesson that nothing is free. Work harder, believe in your own power, and the people will certainly believe in you too." Inspired, Leo decided to rebuild immediately. He did not wait for someone else to rescue him. He started baking at home again with the little equipment he had left. He told his customers confidently, "I will not let you down. I will continue to serve you, even if it is just a small amount of bread for a short time." The townspeople greatly admired his courage and resilience. Many of them started helping him. Some donated ingredients, others gave small amounts of money, and a few offered their time to help him clean and repair the damaged shop. Leo understood a valuable lesson. When you work hard and refuse to give up, people notice your effort. They want to help someone who bravely helps themselves. After several challenging months of nonstop work, Leo proudly reopened his bakery. It was even better and stronger than before the fire. He painted the walls, added beautiful new decorations, and introduced brand new items like delicious cupcakes and mini muffins. His customers were absolutely overjoyed. On the day of the grand reopening, the town's mayor came and made a public speech. "Leo, you are a true inspiration to us all. You have shown everyone in this town that with determination and effort, absolutely anything is possible." Leo stood in front of the happy crowd and said sincerely, "I want to thank every one of you. You have all taught me that nothing in life is truly free. Not success, not respect, and not even love. Everything must be earned with hard work, patience, and persistence. Never let a failure stop you. Every challenge you face is simply one more step to achieving something greater." From that remarkable day, Leo's bakery did more than just sell food. It became a powerful symbol of hope. People from other towns began visiting just to meet the young man who never, ever gave up. Leo's amazing story teaches us several things. Dreams are not free. They demand hard work, sacrifice, and long hours. Failure is not the end. It is simply a priceless chance to learn and become much stronger. Help yourself first. When people see your sincere effort, they will support you completely. Never give up. The darkest moments you face are often right before your greatest success. Leo didn't just build a successful bakery. He built a life full of purpose, respect, and immense pride. And so can you. Whatever your dream is today, don't stop chasing it. Remember the powerful truth. Nothing is free, but absolutely everything is possible. We hope you found Leo's story both inspiring and excellent practice for your English listening skills. We believe that by listening to these engaging stories, you are consistently boosting your vocabulary, improving your comprehension, and becoming more confident in English. Keep up the fantastic work. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video. This simple action allows you to stay updated and ensures you never miss our next English listening practice story. See you in the next lesson.